I'm Rona Mann, and you are on the aisle with me today at the wonderful Gamm Theater in Warwick, Rhode Island. And we are on the aisle to see a classic in every sense of the word. This play is 145 years old. Ah, come on, you've seen older than that. You've seen Shakespeare, hundreds of years old. Well, you know what? This is fantastic. It hasn't lost anything. What is it? It's Henrik Ibsen's Ghosts. Now, for those of you who didn't study Ibsen in high school or in college, I'll tell you a little bit about it, and I'm going to do everything in my power to get you to go. We all have ghosts. We really do. We all have skeletons in our closets. We've all got that family stuff, the stuff that nobody ever talks about at Thanksgiving or Christmas, but everybody knows what happened in the past. There's that look, or there's that eye roll, the something unspoken. We all have ghosts in our past. We don't always talk about them. It can be deep in our hearts. It can be in our heads. But we all have something. Well, this is a pretty big something. So it's a 145-year-old story, but it is as fresh as today, largely because of Tony Estrella. He is the artistic director at the Gamm. He adapted the script. It has been rewritten a little and readapted over the 145 years. Well, he did that, and he also directs the production. The man is just brilliant. He's a brilliant actor. He's a wonderful director. He runs a great ship at the Gamm, but he really has met his match and conquered it with Ghosts. If you see only one live show in the next few months, I can't say in this year because it's early in the year, but if you see only one show, get yourself to see Ghosts at the Gamm. I will say this, it's not for everyone. Ghosts is for the real theater goer, the person who really appreciates great performance, great staging, a master class in acting and directing. That's what this is. Don't let the title fool you. This is not a fun little ghost story, although there's plenty of comedy. There's a lot of comedy. You will laugh throughout. It's a two-act play, and really right from the beginning, almost to the end, there was always laughter and the audience seemed to enjoy it. But there was also that undercurrent. It's not a happily ever after story. They'll come right out and tell you that. Don't bring the kids. High school, maybe, if they're good, serious theater goers. It's not a scary ghost story in the way that you sit around a campfire and tell ghost stories, but it will frequently have you on the edge of your seat. Nobody pops out from one side of the stage or the other and screams. There's none of that. But the actors portray a very, I call it a silent horror. It's like a silent scream. You never really hear them do that, but you know they're just on the verge. You sense it. It's a play of controlled horror. Well done. Emotions kept best within. You know how you've been told maybe in families, we don't talk about that, or this is something we never bring up. So it's about what happens when it's never brought up for so many years and it festers and the wrong opinions about people are given. It actually takes place in Norway, where Mrs. Alving, who is the lead character, she is preparing, along with her son and other people in the town, to dedicate an orphanage the very next day that has been built in her late husband's name, because he was a revered captain. Everyone loved him. Her son, whom she has not seen for 2 years, he's been in France. He's an artist. He has come back for the occasion. Her pastor is present. There should be great joy, but there are ghosts. And from the time you meet Mrs. Alving, you see what begins as kind of a happy aura. You see it changing. You see things happening. You can see by her face. And this is Janine Kane. What a great actress she is. She is a regular at the Gamm. She's done many, many wonderful roles there. She's also been at Trinity and many other theaters around New England. And she is just a consummate actor. And what's great is to watch her face. We were able to watch her face and the other 4 characters because they redesigned the audience section. There are 3 rows on one side, left of the stage, 3 on the other, and then the ones in the middle. So it's not quite theater in the round, it's theater in the square. But the actors have been directed to work that entire square, which is the living room of Mrs. Alving's very spacious home. And because of that, everything is up closer. So you can see every twitch in a face, no matter where you're sitting. You can see an eyebrow being raised. You can see that unspoken horror that's welling up in this woman for low 2X. She is absolutely incredible and throws herself into this role. The other 4 characters in the piece, and I will give you their names, are great, great actors. Liam Roberts plays her son, Oswald. Jim O'Brien is the pastor, Pastor Manders. The maid in the house is Jackie Scholl. And the maid's father, Jacob, is Kelby Aiken. Great actors, well directed. They absolutely work like a seasoned ensemble. I was there on opening night last night, and it's as though they've been together forever. They really had a great rhythm going. I noticed as the show was getting tenser, I was getting tenser. I wasn't really sure why, but I knew there's something going on here. And I could feel, everybody shows stress a different way. All of a sudden, I realized I was sitting like I am now at the edge of my seat. I wasn't relaxed back. This ain't no Hallmark movie. So I was on the edge of my seat, and I noticed my toes were clenching inside my boots. I kind of looked around. I was wondering, how is it just me? I saw almost everybody sitting the way I was. The woman who was across from me had her fists like that, had her hands tightly as fists. People had furrowed brows. They were leaning in, even as they were laughing. It's as though you knew, you could smell, you could feel something was coming. And I can't tell you much about the plot other than what I have, simply because most of it's a spoiler alert. So you got to go get a ticket and find out for yourself. It doesn't end when the play ends. I was telling my producer and our co-owner of 321 Media I was driving home last night. All I could think about was this play. When I finally went to bed, I didn't sleep well. I would wake up and I thought about it. It's going to be with me for a long time, not in a bad way. It makes you think, what are my ghosts? What am I not talking about? What's in my past? And we all have it. I also told Ben, the producer, that something else happened at the end of this show that I personally have never seen. And I've been reviewing for years. I've been to many theaters. I've been to Broadway since I was a kid, and I've never seen it quite like this. As the second act was ending, and that was the play ending, and the lights were coming down, before we were out entirely, as it was dimming, that audience as one stood on their feet screaming in praise, absolutely screaming. The actors were spent, especially Janine Kane. She looked exhausted, but what a performance. So you take this home with you, you wrestle with it, you keep coming back to it. This was done in the 19th century when social mores were very different than today. But were they? You'll find out when you go see Ghosts at the Gamm Theater. Tickets start as low as $47. There are discounts for students, for groups of 8 or more. There are matinee performances as well as evening performances. And this runs only through March 22nd. Believe me, when reviews get out, it's going to sell out. It is powerful stuff. It's a great play directed by a phenomenal director with a cast that I couldn't imagine any cast on Broadway being any better than that. Yeah, Ghosts at the Gamm will be that play. It'll be the one you always remember with the ghosts you can't forget. I'm Rona Mann. Thanks for joining me on the aisle. Go see Ghosts at the Gamm.